Hello there, thanks for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and the subject today is one of my favorite ever, and that's Bob Dylan's 1966 World Tour, United States and the rest of the world. I've got a couple of posters to show you today from that tour, and it's one of the most famous, if not the most famous, in rock history, according to some magazine polls and so forth. They used the tour blank in America for the tour, which of course means in this case, I've shown a handbill of this before, but this is the full 14 by 22 inch cardboard version. This one's behind plastic for safety, but the top 80% or so of the posters you can see is consistent with all tour stops, and then the white space in the bottom was filled in for the individual dates. So I have two of them to show you today. Usually it was red lettering, sometimes black lettering, but usually red. And this is actually what is called the winter leg of his 1966 World Tour. This poster was used for 2 full months in America from February 5 until April 9th. And you can see this is March 26th. It's in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I'll move in a little bit just to show you the venue information there. The Agrodome was the venue, and it's very understated and very simple. Not a lot of detail or anything, as one would almost expect from Dylan's artistic muse at the time. Obviously a bit of a controversial, get the reflection out of there, shot with the cigarette in the harmonica holder, but everybody was smoking openly in the media. 1966, nobody knew the dangers yet, or to what degree certainly. So it's you know, it's a catchy, classy, charismatic, cool, all these C's, that wasn't planned, Dylan concert poster. How about coveted? that's for sure too. It's really nice. Now, even though it shows Bob with a harmonica holder, which means acoustic, these shows, of course, were half acoustic, half electric by this point because he stopped touring for good in the 60s in May of 66. And so he'd do about 45-minute acoustic set, then he'd take an intermission, and he'd come back with the Hawks, who would turn into the band within a year or two, and they would do a blistering 45-minute electric set. So people really got you know, their money's worth on both genres, both folk and electric and rock and roll. So it's just funny the way the poster, again, is so understated. The venue information is so simple, but some people really like that. That's pretty neat. Here in Vancouver, this is the last, by the way, North American stop of the 66 World Tour, which means basically the last North American continent show in Dylan's super prime, right, before the motorcycle accident and everything stopped him. So that's pretty neat. And Just Like a Woman made its debut at this show from the upcoming Blonde on Blonde album, which wouldn't come out until after the tour stopped. The tour stopped May 27, I think it was. So Just Like a Woman was definitely a new song to the audiences. So this is obviously, as I said, March 26th, the last North American tour, and then I've got the same tour blank being used for what is called, look at that, isn't that something else? This is, I was going to say what is called the group basically with this poster embarked on their world tour with Mickey Jones now on drums. That's right, Sandy Konikoff was on drums on the previous poster, and this is the first show in Hawaii, the HIC Honolulu International Center. This is the band basically playing to a Hawaiian audience before heading for Australia and then touring the world and winding up in England with the famous Manchester Free Trade Hall and Royal Albert Hall shows, and ending the tour with all that controversy and stuff. And this is really a nice poster. I love the way the venue information is stripped in Day-Glo orange there. Check that out. And again, once again, very understated and simple. Just, you know, basically the date, the time, and ticket prices, and of course the location with HIC Arena. So this actually was pulled down by somebody who went to the show, so it's complete. These are all authentic, of course, when I show you. They've all been vetted very carefully, but it's interesting the way this is a sticker. And, you know, all we can do is really hypothesize, right? We can't go back 40 or 45 years and ask why, but I'm guessing, you know, my first thought was maybe the promoters just wanted to give the poster more color and pizzazz so it would stand out in store windows and stuff. So they said, let's do it in Day-Glo orange like this. But perhaps more likely, since this is the last date these posters were used for, it's very possible they had run out of tour blanks and they just needed to, you know, grab some posters from another city that hadn't been used. So these might be from, you know, Kansas City or Miami or whatever, taking a couple of wild stabs there. And then they put, you know, they put the sticker over it and repurposed the posters, if you will. So who knows which answer there is why this was used, but it just really has a lot of pizzazz that none of the other 66 tour blanks use. And once again, this was the debut in the Hawks of Mickey Jones, the drummer. Mickey, a very popular personality. He's given lots of interviews about his time on that world tour, and he's the one who was absolutely just killing the skins while Dylan was playing effing loud on Like a Rolling Stone at, in the English portion, Royal Albert Hall and Manchester and everything. And in fact, a good friend of mine is a good friend of Mickey's, and this is pretty neat. He actually acquired from Mickey a couple of the drumsticks from that '66 World Tour, and that's pretty cool. These were on the EMP Experience Music Project Museum Tour for 3.5 years with all the Dylan artifacts, about 2004 to 2007. So that's pretty neat too. But the poster's the thing. There you have two of them, from Vancouver and from Hawaii. Bob Dylan on his '66 World Tour. And if you're like me, you'd give just about any digit up to have been there. So anyway, now we can just enjoy the memorabilia. That's as close as we'll get. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Appreciate it. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.